Are you searching for the best chainsaws of 2025? In this video, I'll show you my top 4 chainsaws that I tested this year. Number 1. DeWalt FlexVolt 60V Max * brushless chainsaw. The DeWalt 60V Max 16-inch chainsaw is the best chainsaw we tried. The 60V 2Ah battery has all the control of a little gasoline saw without any of the downsides of commotion, support, or vapor. It cut through each one of our tests effectively and without faltering, to the point that we moreover begun utilizing it for other cutting work in our claim yards after testing was over. We overseen to cut through a 30-inch distance across log with it, and whereas we wouldn't suggest it routinely, it was beautiful noteworthy that the DeWalt seam cut them. There's nothing showy or especially extraordinary approximately this saw from a highlights point of view. It has the standard chain brake, programmed oiler, and toolless tensioning. It's the control and speed that sets it separated. We do not have a coordinate comparison to the Cobalt since we tried them over a year separated, but it feels on standard with that level of control and is lighter and simpler to wield. We indeed included a coordinated test between the Sense of Self and the DeWalt since they're exceptionally comparable machines, and the DeWalt cut through one of the log cuts 4 seconds speedier than the Inner Self. If you're a mortgage holder and you don't have a particular require for a gasoline-powered saw, at that point we would choose up the DeWalt, expecting that you don't intellect paying a bit of a premium for by and large execution. It won't let you down. Pros: cutting power and speed. Toolless chain tensioning. Cons: none that we could find. Check link in the description box and order now. Number 2. EGO Power Plus CS1611 16-inch 56V lithium-ion cordless chainsaw. The EGO Power Plus is a workhorse of a battery-powered saw that was one of the best entertainers in the category. It claims to be a 40 cubic centimeters identical saw, and we accept that, since it beat the 30 cubic centimeters Echo CS310. It never moderated or hindered down in any of our testing, indeed utilizing it to cut up huge firewood logs. Because it did so well chewing through the kindling, we indeed tried it on a few much bigger, 20-inch to 24-inch logs, and it was able to cut through those as well, in spite of the fact that with a bit more exertion due to them being bigger than the bar size. It's got all of the highlights that come standard in the quality devices. A chain brake is a must-have, and like numerous other battery-operated saws, it has toolless chain tensioning, which is very helpful. The chain is planned to decrease kickback and has an programmed oiling framework to remain lubricated. All in all, this EGO chainsaw is one of our favorite saws that we tried, and with a full battery or two, we'd indeed be willing to head out into the woods and take down a genuine tree with it, which is not genuine of many battery-powered saws. Pros: power and speed. Toolless chain tensioning. Cons: none we could find. Check link in the description box and order now. Number 3. Stihl PWR Core 40 Brushless 40V 14-inch lightweight chainsaw. This was one of the chainsaws that astounded us amid testing. The 14-inch, 40-Colt saw performed much superior than we anticipated when pulling it out of the box. It's a well-built machine with straightforward, natural controls that are simple to handle and move around with. On best of that, the Stihl chainsaw packs a parcel of power in that 40-volt battery. It chewed through any little logs and brush, cut the littler cuts off bigger logs, and made it most of the way through firewood-sized chunks. Sometime recently it bound up close the closes of the cuts. Truly, from a power angle, it outflanked the gas-powered Echo 310. It highlights all of the capacities that you would come to anticipate for a battery-powered chainsaw. Most fundamentally, it has a chain brake, which we consider a must-have in an instrument that is possibly perilous. It moreover has toolless chain tensioning, which is very helpful out in the field, and a speedy charge work, picking up 30% of its battery control in fair 15 minutes. While that's not going to get you through an entire day of chopping, it is sufficient to wrap up a few final assignments for the day without having to hold up an hour. At over $100 less than a few of the top-tier battery-powered saws, this is a quality item for numerous occasional use property holders. Pros: powerful for its size. Toolless chain tensioning. Affordable. Cons: cutting speed. Check link in the description box and order now. Number 4. Echo CS 310-14 Chainsaw. The Echo 310 14-inch 30.5 cubic centimeters gas-powered chainsaw is the littler kin of our best generally saw. And like its big brother, it's a quality machine, given that you don't require it to do as well much. It's at its finest clearing saplings and little trees in the underbrush, or cutting up little logs in the 6-inch to 8-inch distance across range. Much greater than that, and this little saw begins to battle. It frequently bound up and halted when cutting through the 10-inch to 12-inch oak logs that we tried it on, at both kindling length and the littler 2-inch pieces. It got through all of those cuts, but it took a few exertion, and we wouldn't need to use this for bucking lines of kindling or cutting down decent-sized trees. We certainly wouldn't need to assault a 25-inch breadth log that the special materials say it's appraised for. Like all categories of tools, the right one for you depends on your needs, and for a homeowner looking to keep back the underbrush and cut small trees into reasonable chunks, this is an extraordinary choice. It begins effectively, is light sufficient to carry around and move, and is straightforward to maintain. As a gas-powered machine, it'll keep going as long as you have fuel to drive it without requiring to stop. Don't expect it to be able to take on a heavy load. Pros: lightweight and maneuverable. Starts easily. Cons: underpowered for mid-size applications. Check link in the description box and order now.